Well, my name is Reggie Sykes. I'm the District Attorney Investigator with the Suffolk County DA's office. My capacity here is to help enhance cases that are brought before the DA's office. I was actually born in the Bronx. Parents were hardworking people. They're from the South, and they had the opportunity to move us to a little bit more of a stable environment in Queens, New York, Queens Village particularly. Growing up there, my father, he was a postal worker, worked for the post office for many, many years. My mother worked for a health insurance program, which is HIP, for many years as well. So back then we had the whole term of latchkey kids, but we were more of a hybrid. We were latchkey, but our parents always knew what we were doing and how we were doing it. Being inspired by my father and having a huge, I guess, base in religion and service, we kind of all fell in line as far as service to not only to ourselves, not to our families, but to our community. So I kind of gravitated to the role of law enforcement. My father, working for the Postal Office, he presented me with an opportunity to work as a postal police officer, provided me with the application. I went for it, took the exam, and I ended up going to join the United States Postal Inspector Service. In the New York City Police Department, upon graduation from the Police Academy, I was assigned to the 77th Precinct, which is in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, New York. Then I had the opportunity to go to the Vice Enforcement Division as a dual capacity as an investigator as well as an undercover. There I was tasked with dealing with more of the moral crimes, if you will, prostitution, alcohol-related, drug gambling-related offenses. And then I was promoted to sergeant. I went to the 7th Precinct in Brownsville, Brooklyn. And then I was drafted into Internal Affairs Bureau, which opened my eyes to a lot of the perverse ways that some officers may do their jobs, how they get misguided and try to investigate those things and make people that feel they were victimized by the police, make them whole. And then after that, I went to the 103 Precinct Detective Squad as a sergeant, investigating robberies and burglaries and grand larcenies of the person. And then from there, I got promoted to lieutenant and went to the Intelligence Division. In the Intelligence Division, I was assigned and tasked with investigating potential crimes, if you will. Like there's a big push, a big ad for see something, say something within the city. And I was basically the person that would go have my guys go out there and interview people. So then I went to the detective squad. I went to the 107 Precinct Detective Squad, the 104 Precinct Detective Squad, the 114 Precinct Detective Squad. And then I went to the Midtown North Precinct Detective Squad. Midtown North is considered the crown jewel of the city, so they say. It's the center of the world, if you think about it. It's the Times Square area, the St. Patrick's Cathedral, Rockefeller Center, Columbus Circle. A lot of things magnified in that area. If crimes occur or misdeeds happen, people want them to be solved. And then following that, I was lucky enough to be chosen to work as a personal attaché to the chief of department, where my people under my command were responsible for his security as well as providing briefing for the chief of department. I work at a Riverhead office where I'm currently assigned to the Violent Felony Investigation Squad, where we're tasked with assisting with the prosecution and the enhancing cases that are going forward for judicial process pertaining to most of the major crimes, major felonies in the Suffolk County. I've dealt with homicides, I've dealt with shootings, stabbings, robberies, grand larcenies, burglaries, hate crimes. I've dealt with I've dealt with some sex crimes as well, and some family offenses. So it's a wide array of what we're tasked to do. I'm in a position of just saying yes, and not to mention it makes the day go by faster by helping out. So we're not only tasked to make sure we get a conviction, but we're also tasked to make sure we have the right person. This day and age, it's very important to make sure that justice being provided to all parties involved. So my upbringing has always been that mantra of service. But then I've come to realize that as my career progressed, it was more than just service. To me, it became a vocation, if that makes sense. I felt like not only the obligation to serve the community, but an obligation to myself to make sure that I do this. It's almost like a calling, and I enjoy that. I enjoy the fact of being able to make people whole. I'm sure a lot of people, are upset about things and they're victimized, and they want to be made 100%. Can't get there, but I can make you as close as possible, whether it be catching that bad guy that did something to yourself or your loved one, recovering your property that's been taken from you, help find your lost, missing child. Perhaps may need some resources to try to work things out, but at the same time to make sure that they're okay. That right there is just enriching for myself, like just being able to help them, because I know I've been in that situation, and of course my family, when they're in that situation, I'd like for them to help them as well. So it's more of a calling to try to help people, make them, in this crazy world feel whole.